Alright, let's get real for a minute. Shifting gears is pretty much second nature when you're out riding. But what if I told you there's a way to make it even smoother, even more precise? That's where Shimano's Di2 Groupset comes in. It's all about electronic shifting that feels almost effortless, like the bike's reading your mind when you shift. Sounds cool, right? But before jumping into any hype, let's break down what this system is all about. Is it really a big step up from mechanical or just another fancy gadget? Well, let's dive into the details and find out if Di2 is really worth the upgrade. Let's start with the basics. What exactly is the Di2? Well, Di2 stands for Digital Integrated Intelligence, which, to keep it simple, means it's an electronic shifting system that uses motors instead of cables to move your bike's derailleurs. If that sounds fancy, it kind of is, but trust me, it's not complicated to use. It's actually designed to make your life easier on the bike. First up, precision shifting. No more fiddling with cable tension or worrying about if your derailleur is lined up just right. Di2 shifts are dead accurate every time, and because it's electronic, you'll never have to deal with cable stretch or wear. That means once it's dialed in, you're set. Another cool feature? Customizable shifting. You can set it to shift exactly how you like. Want the front derailleur to auto-adjust? Done. Want full manual control? Also an option. There's even multi-shift, where holding the button lets you roll through multiple gears at once. Perfect for those quick gear jumps, especially on hilly routes. Oh, and let's talk battery life, because I know the idea of having to charge something else might put some people off. Don't worry though, Di2's battery lasts for months. You're more likely to run out of energy before your D2 does. So, how does Di2 work when you're out riding? Instead of traditional mechanical cables, it uses small electronic motors to move your derailleurs. Press the shifter button, and boom, gear change, fast and smooth. It's almost like the bike is reading your mind. One of the biggest advantages is that it works just as well under pressure. Whether you're sprinting, climbing, or grinding out a long climb, Di2 doesn't flinch. You don't need to ease off the pedals when you shift. Just click the button, and it shifts smoothly, even when you're hammering down. It also handles the front derailleur like a champ. You know how, with mechanical systems, sometimes you get that annoying chain rub, or the shift feels sluggish. With Di2, the system automatically trims the front derailleur as you shift through the rear gears, so no rubbing and no fuss. The system even lets you shift through multiple gears in one go if you hold the button down, which comes in handy when you need to make big gear changes, like when you're coming off a descent and suddenly hit an uphill. Now, let's talk about how it actually feels to ride with Di2. In a word, flawlessly. Shifts are fast, they're consistent, and they're reliable. If you're used to mechanical shifting, the first time you use Di2 is going to feel like magic. You barely have to press the shifter, and boom. The gear changes almost instantly. On long rides, especially in mixed terrain, this becomes a game changer. When you're climbing a tough hill, the last thing you want is to mess with clunky, slow gear changes. Di2 eliminates that problem entirely. Shifting under load is smooth and precise, so you won't lose momentum during a climb. This is especially helpful in race situations, or when you're tackling long, grueling ascents where every second counts. Even in less than ideal conditions, rain, mud, dirt, you can count on Di2 to keep performing. Mechanical systems can get a little wonky in bad conditions, but with Di2, you don't have to worry about dirt gumming up the works or cables stretching after a wet ride. It's as close to maintenance-free as you're going to get. Also, let's talk about battery reliability again. The battery is mounted in the seat post or another hidden spot on your bike, and a full charge can last anywhere between 1,000 to 2,000 kilometers. Depending on usage, you'll probably only need to charge it a few times a year. And trust me, it'll give you plenty of warning when it's running low. There's no sudden power-off situation here. Now you might be thinking, why should I go electronic when my mechanical setup works just fine? And that's fair. Mechanical systems are solid and have been the standard for years. But here's the thing, Di2 just takes it up a notch. First, there's the precision. Mechanical shifting relies on cable tension, which can change over time. Cables stretch, housing wears down, and shifting can get less crisp. With Di2, you don't have that problem. It's digital. You set it once, and it stays perfect. Always. Then there's the ease of use. With Di2, shifting is effortless. You don't have to push hard on the lever. Just a light press and you're in the next gear. And if you like fine-tuning, Die2's got you covered with its customizable setup. Lastly, there's the reliability under load. Whether you're racing, doing long-distance rides, or just tackling a steep climb, Die2 handles shifting under pressure without a hitch. No more worrying about whether your shift will go through smoothly when you're pushing hard on the pedals. Wondering if it'll work with your bike? Good news. Shimano has designed D2 to be compatible with a wide range of setups. Whether you're running rim brakes or disc brakes, or you've got an older frame, Die2 has options to fit most modern bikes. It's available in two X11 and two X12 configurations, and it works with various chainring and cassette options, so you don't have to overhaul your entire drivetrain to make it work. Installation might take a little more effort than a mechanical system, especially if you're running internal cable routing, but once it's set up, it's good to go for a long time with minimal maintenance. Alright, time for the bottom line. Is Shimano Di2 worth it? For a lot of riders, absolutely. If you're serious about performance and you want something that's going to make your rides smoother, easier, and more enjoyable, Di2 is hard to beat. The consistency, speed, and ease of shifting make it a real pleasure to ride, especially if you're logging long miles or tackling tough climbs. Sure, it's an investment, but for many cyclists, it's one that pays off every time they hop on the bike. That said, if you're a more casual rider who sticks to flatter terrain or only rides occasionally, you might not feel the need to upgrade. Mechanical systems are still great, but D2 just takes things to another level for those who want the best. So there you have it, Shimano D2 in all its glory. If you've been on the fence about making the switch to electronic shifting, we hope this review helped clear things up. D2 is one of those upgrades that, once you've experienced it, it's hard to go back. Let me know in the comments if you've tried D2 or if you're thinking about making the upgrade. Thanks for watching, like, share, and subscribe for more reviews and tips.